So obviously you had to test the market, and you had your first print. How many items did you print first and foremost? What were they? Were they t-shirts? Did you say?
There was, I think there was a hoodie, a sweater, and about 3 t-shirts was the first batch.
Okay. So how did you establish that there was a potential market for them?
So at this moment in time, so those in particular designs, the very first batch of those 6 or 5 never actually got released. It was a good trial period. I wore them, and people liked them. I remember wearing them around. Yes, yeah, upstairs.
Hold on to them. Once you get big, mate, they'll be limited edition shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in terms of the quality, they're completely different to the kind of stuff we sell now. But you're right. To me, they've got that extra sentimental value, and I would wear them around, and people would like them. I'd wear them to hockey training, and show them off to team members and stuff like that, and they'd really like them and that kind of stuff. I think that's over time it became, oh, this is people actually like this kind of stuff. Before it was just something I would do at home and no one would see it, and now all of a sudden people are seeing the stuff and are liking them. And I mean, there was a couple of people were then like, oh, where did you get it? Or, oh, how can I get one, kind of thing, especially from like friends and family who are always very encouraging, that kind of stuff. And I think that's where the idea kind of first started, of thinking about taking it to the next level. But then it was kind of back to square one, and it was, okay, if I'm actually going to do this properly, it has to be properly. And therefore it was, and again, at the time it was around the same time where myself was buying clothes from, big name companies, that weren't satisfying my needs, or having to spend, like I said, a lot of money on clothes that I wasn't prepared to pay that kind of money for an everyday hoodie kind of thing. So I think the two together came at a good time for me to decide actually that there's this gap that's been bugging me for a while. People like this stuff. Let's plug that gap. And that's where it was back to the drawing board, and decided, right, if we're going to do it, we need to do it properly. At the time as well, from a degree perspective, doing a degree in business was very helpful, because when I first started this business, I did it at school, but no one really, you can't, unless you, and I'm sure you know this, before you actually set foot in a business or a startup and you get involved in it, you can't, it's not something you can teach. You can teach the academic fundamentals of running a business, but you can't run a business until you try to do it. So I think over time, as I learned more from a degree perspective, got a bit more understanding of, finances and products, marketing, which is obviously a massive deal within fashion due to how oversaturated it is. It all kind of came together to the point where I felt confident enough to be able to do it properly.